Everybody, let's put our hands together and welcome our next storyteller to the stage, RobinBady.
It was the 1970s. I was 18, and I was a sex goddess. It's not quite what you think it is. It's not something I volunteered for, but there it was. I was living with 3 guys in an apartment with 2 rooms in Chicago. We were there because we were on an internship from our college, and well, I was in charge. I was just in charge. They slept together in one room. I had my own room. And every night, one of them would knock on the door, come in, and ask, "Robin, are you asleep?" I'd say, "Of course." "Yes." They'd say, "Robin, can I sleep with you?" Which was the basic euphemism for let's fuck. And I'd said to each one of them, no. Every night this happened, night after, we lived there for 3 months. Night after night, one of them would want to sleep with me. It's like they never heard. We were at a fancy college. What was with these guys? The other thing I had to do for them was I had to set up the cleaning schedule. And so this is how it goes. You're living with 3 guys. You're the girl. This is your job. It was the 70s. So I told them, guys, on Saturday you go shopping. And you bring the food home. And you stock the refrigerator. And every day I will cook and clean. This was my idea. And they liked it. Well, I didn't. I didn't know anybody else. I'm from the East Coast. This is Chicago. This is just a strange place. It was like I was in a foreign city. And every day I would walk to my internship and I would pass by this antique shop and I started going in. The guy, Charlie, he was very sweet. He was very old. He was 35. But he was kind of cute in a post-hippie way. Had long beard and really nice hair and big blue eyes that stared right into my soul. And so I would talk to him about what was going on with the guys, and I honestly didn't know how to handle them. And he tried giving me advice, and then he started talking to me about antiques, and he taught me a lot. Every now and then he'd said, "Here, you take this." It was really sweet. And then one day he said, "Let's solve your problem, Robin. You need to meet some new people. I'm going to take you to the movies. What do you think?" I'm thinking, shit, yeah, I'm going. And so Saturday night, I get all dressed up. And I'm wearing my brand new practically dress that's up to here, big paisleys on it, of course, purple and green and black. And it had a fringe belt that I had worn just once when we went to the Donovan concert the week before. And I'm really excited. Boys don't know what's going on until this very, very handsome, scruffy old man walks in. And he goes, "Let's go, Robin." And the guys are going, "Wait a minute, who's going to make dinner?" I didn't say anything. We walked out, we're laughing, and then Charlie says to me, "You know what? We're going to see a movie. Let's get high. I've got some good shit." So we go to his place. His place meaning his shop. So I'm thinking, what's he doing living in a shop? But I just follow him. And we go in, and then he pushes aside the beaded curtains, and he goes in, and he says, "Come on." And I look. Is this where you live? It's like a bare room. On one side over there is a chest of drawers. Over there on the other wall is a toilet, and a sink with a mirror, and in the middle of the room is a great big bed, rumpled, with sheets that are white-ish. And he says, "Here," and he hands me a joint, and this stuff is really good. And we passed it back and forth, and I'm getting higher and higher in a way that I just did not recognize, but I enjoyed a lot. And he says, "Sit down on the bed." Cool. I sit down. He hooks his arm around me, and then he goes for my breast. And I say, "Charlie, move away." He said, "Oh, Robin." And he gets my other breast. And I say, "No." And I stand up, and I start moving away from him, but he starts following me. And you know what it's like when you're really high on good shit, you know? It's like the room starts going weird. And I'm going, it must have been slightly psychedelic. I don't know, because things started changing, and all of a sudden my body is down on the ground and my spirit is on the ceiling, watching as he trips me. I fall onto the bed. He falls on top of me. He starts pulling down my pants. And then he thrusts. I say, "No." And thrust. "No." And thrust. "No." Pop. He starts laughing. "Ah! You didn't tell me you were a virgin." And then he falls asleep. And I get up and I take myself to the toilet and the sink, and I try to clean myself up, and I go and I get up on the sink and crack. And I think, fucking shit. You break something of mine, I break something of yours. Well, I can tell you it took a while to pull that together. I didn't tell anybody for years. But I went to, well, except for therapy. I got a lot of help in therapy. And I will tell you that I was really angry when I joined the women's movement. It was like, fuck yeah. And that was a long time ago, and I would say I'm healed. But I started telling this story, interestingly enough, in a class, and one night, I wake myself up. I'm having a dream where some guy is pulling me in my breasts, and I don't know what's going on, and all of a sudden I hear, no, no, and finally it just comes out as, no! And my husband's standing over me and saying, "Robin, honey, are you okay?" I was heard. I found my voice. No,